How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Terschelling. And we are going to start, as always, with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "This is a Dutch map based on the island called Terschelling. There are 48 fields, 2 sale points, a small BGA, custom-made license plates, custom textures, custom color grading, 4 farms. I hope you like the map. Have fun." This was created by Dutch Landscape and is 149.49 megabytes to download. There are a load of required mods for this map, and they are the Placeable Dairy Farms package, the Old Farm package, Modern Shed, Old Cowshed 3+0, Dutch Shed Pack, Bunker Silo, Sell Everything, Farm Silo package, BGA 60 kW, Dutch Contractor Shed, Cowshed Pack, Slurry Storage Pack, Dutch Pig Shed, Fuel Tank Pack. Whew, that's it. Holy smokes, that is a lot of required mods. But nice thing is, you download this from the mod hub, it should download automatically with the map. So speaking of the map, what does it look like? It looks like this. Just a little island out in the middle of the water here. And you can see we are up here in the northeastern portion of the island. We look at the prices around the map. You can see they're actually really expensive, especially considering what you're getting. These are relatively small fields, and you're paying, 172, 117, 102, 91, 235. Like, it's not cheap, the prices for these fields. And then you get into some of the farms that you can purchase. This is a farm here, 282,000. Another farm, 472,000. Another farm, 691,000. It's incredible the amount of money and it's going to take to get going. And yeah, you start out with just these 3 sections here. So yeah, good luck. You're gonna have a lot of work ahead of you. But what do you start out with? You start out with farmlands number 26, 30, and 31. You cannot purchase the periphery being the places around the map where there's like the shops and things like that. There's just certain areas on the map that you just cannot purchase. You do start out with animal pens. If we scroll down here, you can see we do start out with a cow barn large. There are contracts available. There are no starting production chains. There are collectibles, and they are the video game cartridges. As I was going through here, I did accidentally collect one, but I did find another one. I will show it along the way because we're going to literally walk right past it. But it's the little video game cartridges. I believe those are from, is it Hope Bellarone, or I could be mistaken about that. There are map-specific mods. If we look down here, you're going to see all sorts of the required mods here, but where I did see map-specific was here under Tools. You can see the Terschelling mod. I'm not exactly sure what's the difference between the Karcher water jet there versus this one down here. There's some kind of difference though. And you can see there is a farmhouse that's available down here. I don't believe that there's any production specific to the map. No greenhouses, no orchards. I do have the government subsidies installed on this. I had to import some money, and I will show you why, because we are going to buy some of the farmland later. Nothing under cows, horses, nothing under pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, or others. Under decorations, I don't think there was any here. Nope. Nothing under lights. And this is all the, required mods as well. Then under landscaping, we do have several painting swatches available. Now, as I mentioned, we do start up the northeast on the map, and we do start looking at this, and it says, Terschelling. Welcome, travelers, to Terschelling. Thank you for coming to visit us on our beautiful island, of course. Hopefully you will like it and make it place your home. Pack your things and go to the gas station. Maybe you can ride with them. Now, I have a feeling there may be some kind of translation issue with this. Just that part just does not necessarily make sense to me, but you can see, here's our bag, and we're ready to go. We can pick it up. It's not the housing or the sleep trigger bag that is available on the mod hub, but yeah, it's just there. But we're not going to take it with us. The John Deere Gator does not start here. I brought it here to help in aiding in the tour. Now here is one of the cartridges. Collect it for $50,000. And we're going to go ahead and hop in the Gator and take off. We do start here just outside the gas station. And from here we're going to pull out. And we're going to be approaching our first point of interest. Right here. This is the BGA. You can purchase this for $150,000, and it is just standard. And you do have, oh, forgot to mention, back here is your input for your solids into that digestate bucket there. You've got your, I think this is your in and out for your liquids. Go ahead and leave here. Oh dear. Make a left. We come up here to our next point of interest. Now, one thing I will say is you are not going to get a whole lot of big equipment in this map. You're going to have to stick with very small pieces. You can see I just have the Gator here, and is, just wide enough of an entry to be able to come in here and use this cell point. This is the Balin Verkoop cell point. Let's see. A vast majority of the stuff does go here, or does go to the next cell point available on the southern portion of the map. But you do see, like, the cut sugar beets will be accepted here. You've got your silage and various other things. To me, almost looks like a horse farm that's purchasing items. Come this way. Now, this leads us to our first kind of interesting part of the map and our first farm that we come across. Now, directly in front of us is the animal dealer. But if you come here and click on it, it wants to load animals into this barn, because this is also a farm right here that you can purchase. Now, if you go to your map, and what we're going to do first is kind of show where we were and where we've been. We started up here by the gas station, came down this side street. We checked out the biogas plant, continued down here and saw the Balin Verkoop. Pulled out, came around here, and then we came down to here. This is the animal dealer, the Michael de Boer Van Handel. If you look at the farmlands view, click on it. If you purchase this for $282,720, there you go. You can see a whole bunch of new stuff popped up. Now if I click on the same trigger, it will now bring up the animal dialogue for your animal dealer. And then this one now loads into the barn, and you can load up to 35 cows. Directly in front of us is a fuel tank. Around the backside here are a couple of silos. Now these are interesting because these are ones you can load into. These are seed and mineral feed silos. You can see we can select which ones we want and fill up to 54,000 liters. They are a little bit of a pain to get into because you have to kind of get tucked behind here and be able to load into them, or you can load into them directly, but I think that's going to be even a harder task because there's the trigger for this one and there's the trigger for that one. This one you might be able to get to just fine. Now let's get back into the gator. Okay. Now that is like, if you kind of look around, you can kind of see these cool little details, like this car pulled off to the side of the road. You know, they're obviously just, you know, looking at the scenery, checking out the little bench right there. There's just cool little splash of detail. Here we're going to turn. Now this large facility down in the south, this is actually really interesting. I have not seen a mod map do this before. This mod map actually used the sell anything or sell everything container sell point right here. So if we come down here to the map, we were here, came down this street over to here, and check it out, the sell everything container. And you can see if we go to our menu here, sell everything, and it's literally everything. Like you can get what is something that would not normally, oh yeah, like fertilizers. You know, typically you can't sell your fertilizers or your digestate, you know, but at the sell everything container you can. So that's like a really cool thing that they added into it. I thought that was you know, something I've not seen any other map maker do. Typically it's incumbent upon the player to add that in themselves. Now here is the second farm we come across. If we stop here, go to our map, we were down here, pulled out, came out to here. You purchased the second farm for $472,608. Ooh, that is a big price. You now start to see some of the stuff that's available here. We hop out. Over here, we have a sleep trigger. Around this side, we have the cow barn. And again, more seed mineral feed silos. Around here, you can load into your cow barn. Up to 70 cows. You can open the door here, your feed and straw trigger right there. Then back here, check it out, you've got a couple of bunker silos back in the back. Around here, you've got yourself a fuel tank, and here, pretty large storage facility, but again, these are very tight, very narrow corridors and buildings, so you're not going to get a lot of space to be able to get big equipment and whatnot. You're going to have to, you know, keep your operations, or at least your equipment, rather small. So yeah, it's going to take a bit of finesse, this map. Pulling up here. This, honestly, when I pulled up here for the first time, this really threw me for a loop. You come down here. This is the main shop. But from the road, it really doesn't look like it until you start to see these case flags hanging in the road, or hanging there. If we come through here. Now, you do have your shop trigger right here. When I went to click on this for the first time, I clicked on it, and I actually collected a game cartridge. I didn't even notice it was there. So that is another location for the game cartridges. And over here is your repair trigger. Now, it's not boxed off as to where the loading zone is, so I was going to assume that it's somewhere in this area. It does pop up. You know what? Let's test this. We've got a little... I didn't have this when I first drove around, so I was actually walking most of the map, but we can test this real quick. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Okay. Come up here. Now, we saw this as kind of a big loop that we just made. We make a left here. Come up to this intersection here, and we're going to make a right. And this is going to be the third farm that we're coming up to. It's just here on our left. Right here. So we'll pull in the drive a bit. And we'll stop right here. If we look at where we were and where we've been, we were here at the second farm. We came up here to the shop, back out the drive, up to here, made a left, made a right, and now we're here. We purchased this one for $691,200. We get some triggers. A sleep trigger, right there off to our right. This looks like the seed and mineral feed, but it is not. We come through this door to here. This is a pig barn where you can hold 300 pigs. Actually, pretty decent sized pig barn. Got your manure heap back here and a fuel tank right here. So not a bad setup, but a very expensive farm. Very expensive. Let's go ahead and turn around. And then we are going to make our way to our starting farm where we actually own part of the land. Go across here, and there it is. That is our starting farm. We pull in here. Now that we're here, this is a good opportunity to show what kind of starting equipment we have. We'll turn off the gator, hop out, and look at the owned equipment. To start, we have small tractors, the Valtra A105 High-Tech 4. Medium tractors, we have the Massey Ferguson 6713S. Telehandlers, we have the Schaefer 4670T. The Gator, which we've been running around, the XUV 865M. Under trailers, we have the Welger DK115. Under plows, the Pottinger Servo 25. Cultivators, the Horsch Toronto 3FX. Under seeders, the Nordstein HK25 plus NS3030. Under planters, the Agromaz Falcon 3. Under fertilizer spreaders, the Amazon ZA-TS3200. Under weeders, the Enbach Aerostar Exact 600. Under mowers, we have the K-Brand GMD 4411 as well as the K-Brand GMD 3123F. So this is the front and rear deck mowers. Under teders, we have the K-brand GF8712. Under windrowers, the Samaz Z2-840H. Forage wagons, the Strautmann Zelon CFS2501DO. Under balers, the Massey Ferguson 1840. Under animals, the K-brand RA 142 mixing wagon. Under silo compaction, we have the Flegel silage roller. Under front loader tools, we have the L-butt fork with grapple, as well as the universal bucket. Under weights, we have the Ten Winkle Pack 750. And under miscellaneous, last but certainly not least, the Bachmann KK 3018/27H. Whew, you start out with quite a bit of equipment. Over here, we have our sleep trigger. Over here, our cow barn, where we can store up to 80 cows. Here is some of our starting equipment right in here. We can hop past the tractors. There's our front loader right there. I should say telehandler, I think that technically is. We come around the back side here. We've got some more of those silos for seed and mineral feed. Back here, we've got a slurry storage tank, a bunker silo. We've got a wagon just kind of sitting here in the tall bushes. Now, before we take too close of a look in here, this is the epitome of organized chaos. Look at this. All of our starting equipment just jam-packed. This is where your gator starts. I had to just kind of ram it through to be able to get out. But, I mean, look at all this equipment just kind of packed and stacked in here. Just, whew! That's gonna, like, if you're trying to play for real, like, as realistic simulation as you can, you're gonna be pulling your hair out by the time you get back into the back of all this equipment. Over here we have a fuel tank. We have a pressure washer. Some more storage in here where our baler. And again, look how this is stacked. This is all at an angle here. You're not going to be able to get this out by hand. You have your weight here. You have your seeder back here. Your weeder back there. Like, you're going to have to do some fancy, pulling and moving to get things out. But that is the map. This is Terschelling. Sorry about that. My brain just completely gave up on me for a second. But yeah, this is a very interesting map. And now it is time to render my opinion. On a scale of 0 to 5, what would I give this? Well, I'd give this a solid 3.5. Which, honestly, really, I don't want to say shocks me, but I'm normally not a person who likes small maps like this. I normally play either American maps or large European style maps, because I like to eventually be able to work my way up to large equipment. But there's something about this that's really, I don't know, just, it's got kind of a calmness to it. Very, I don't know, peaceful, serene maybe? It's probably the closest word I can think of. Being on an island, you don't have too much traffic, not a lot of foot traffic. And this, I could see this map just kind of presenting its own kind of uniqueness to it, while at the same time, even though you don't have a lot of room to expand because you're on an island, it's just one of those that, I don't know. It just seems like it was just very well designed. Like, you got these kind of like creeks and, I don't want to call them a tributary, but it's basically just I don't know, like a runoff kind of thing, It just looks peaceful and serene, and it just, I don't know, it just really works. Like, if this is based off a true island, like the description said, I would love to check this place out in real life. Look at that. That's just leading out to the ocean. It's just, it's peaceful. It's calming. Oh, and dead end. But, yeah. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows that you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.